Global warming is a simple idea. The Earth is getting hotter. This is not a small change, it's a very big change. Our story begins many years ago. It starts around the year 1880. This was before the big heat. Human actions are the main cause. We must understand this warming. It affects every part of our world. In 1880, the Earth's climate was different. It was cooler than it is today. The air had less carbon dioxide. This gas is often called CO2. CO2 levels were about 280 parts per million. This number stayed steady for a long time. For thousands of years it was like this. This time is our baseline. It is the point we measure from. Human impact was starting but small then. Then, from 1880 to 1940, things began to shift. The Earth started to warm up slowly. It was a small amount of heat. The temperature went up by about 0.3 degrees Celsius. This might not sound like much, but it was the start of a trend that would continue. A trend that would grow stronger. This was the early warming period. The world was changing bit by bit. What caused this early warming? People started to use more coal. They also started to use more oil. Factories needed this fuel to run. Trains and new cars used it too. Burning these fuels released gases. These gases went into the air. They trapped heat like a blanket. Some natural climate changes also happened, but the new gases were a key factor. The middle of the 20th century was strange. This was the time from 1940 to 1970. The warming seemed to take a break. Global temperatures did not rise much. In some places it even got a bit cooler. This was a puzzle for many scientists. They wondered why the Earth stopped warming. It made understanding climate harder. The pattern was not simple. The Earth's system is complex. The reason for this pause was pollution. Factories were burning lots of coal. This burning released greenhouse gases, yes, but it also released tiny particles. These particles are called aerosols. They floated high in the air. They acted like tiny mirrors. They reflected sunlight back into space. This had a cooling effect on Earth. It partly hid the warming from CO2. Then, from around 1970, the warming returned. This time it was very clear. Temperatures began to rise much faster. The Earth got hotter and hotter. By the year 2000, a big change was seen. The planet was about 0.6 degrees Celsius warmer. This was warmer than in 1880. The trend was strong and upward. The brief cooling period was over. The impact of humans was becoming undeniable. During these years, more things happened. People around the world used more fossil fuels, more cars, more planes, more factories. But new laws also came into place. Laws like the Clean Air Acts were passed. These laws helped to reduce aerosol pollution. The air became cleaner in many cities. This was good, but it meant less cooling, so the warming from greenhouse gases showed more. In 1988, scientists formed the IPCC. The IPCC studies climate change for the world. The new century began from 2000 to 2015. The warming did not stop, it got faster. CO2 levels in the air kept rising. They passed 400 parts per million. This was a very important number. It showed how much we changed the air. The Earth became even hotter, about 1 degree Celsius warmer than before. Before the factories and big changes, many of the hottest years ever known happened then. In 2015, leaders from many countries met. They met in a city called Paris. They made a very important agreement. It is called the Paris Agreement. They agreed to try to stop the Earth warming too much. Their big goal was to keep warming well below 2 degrees Celsius. And they said they would try for 1.5 degrees Celsius. This was a promise to work together, a promise to protect our planet. It showed that the world understood the danger. From 2016 to 2025, the heat continued. Global temperatures climbed higher still. By the year 2025, our present day, it is clear the Earth is about 1.2 to 1.3 degrees Celsius warmer than it was in 1880. The year 2024 was the hottest year ever recorded. It was about 1.5 degrees Celsius hotter. This is a very serious warning. We saw more and more extreme weather. The signs were everywhere for us to see. The impacts became harder to ignore. Heat waves were longer and much stronger. Huge wildfires burned in many places. Australia, California, and Europe saw big fires. Ice in the Arctic Ocean kept melting fast. Scientists said it might disappear in summer soon. Glaciers and big ice sheets also melted. This made the sea levels go up. People became more worried and aware. Young people especially demanded action. Today, in 2025, scientists mostly agree. They agree that our Earth is warming. This is not just a guess, it is based on many measurements. They also agree on the main cause. Human activities are driving this warming. The Intergovernmental Panel on Climate Change, the IPCC, says this. Their reports are very clear. The evidence is strong and compelling. We know what is happening to our world. What are these human activities? The biggest one is burning fossil fuels. These fuels are coal, oil, and natural gas. We burn them for energy, for our cars, our homes, our factories. When we burn them, they release gases. These are called greenhouse gases. Carbon dioxide is the main one. These gases trap heat in the atmosphere like a thick blanket around the Earth. What will happen in the future? It depends on what we do now. If we continue as we are without big changes, the world could become much warmer, perhaps 2.5 to 3 degrees Celsius warmer by 2100. This would bring terrible problems. It would be hard to grow enough food. There would not be enough water for everyone. Many animals and plants could die out. People would have to move from their homes. So we must act and act quickly. This is a challenge for all of us. We need to use much less fossil fuel. We need to switch to clean energy, energy from the sun and the wind. We must protect our forests. Trees help to take CO2 out of the air. Every country needs to work together. Every person can make a difference. The future of our planet depends on our choices today.